Lil Skies is finally dropping his next album this Friday. I'm excited to make a video on him and talk about the rollout, all of the singles that came out with my good buddy NDC. I even went backstage to the tour he was on. That was like a legendary vlog on this channel if you missed it. Before we jump into any updates, like, comment, and subscribe to both of my channels. Join my Discord and follow me over on Twitch. I'm be going live Thursday night. We have a ton of releases. It is really stacked, so you guys should be there. I remember back in 2022 when Lil Skies started to rumor Life of a Dark Rose Part 2. Eventually, we thought we were going to get a sequel to his most legendary project and best year, 2018. But really, the last full album we had from him was Unbothered with a Deluxe the summer of 2021. So we've waited quite a bit for a new project from Skies because Out Your Body Music was a mixtape. It was like 8 songs, and to be honest with you, it wasn't that good. I just only ended up liking a couple tracks, unfortunately. So it's time for Skies to rebound. I've been pushing for his comeback.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
On IG Live in May, Skies was talking to his fans, I think it was on Memorial Day, about how the album is done, the cover is shot, he's ready to put it out in June. We already had rumors of Skies dropping a project for the last couple months before then, and he was saying expect 10 to 14 tracks. Here's a clip of all of that.
My project is dropping in June. I had to push it back because I wanted to get some tracks in with Travis Barker, so I got them tracks done. So now everything's being mastered. I got the cover shot for the album. I got the name for the album. I got the track list for the album. Expect like 10 to 14 tracks. I love y'all. Everybody have a blessed day.
But so far, 2025 for Skies, if we analyze it here, he did have a tour, the Too Much Too Fast tour. That obviously had Sam opening up. That was what I vlogged. I think it was really good for him to get out there on the road and perform a couple of his new songs, because Skies had a couple singles that also dropped here in 2025. High Maintenance was the first one. Never really loved that song, but when he put out Too Much Too Fast with Landon Cube, the duo, as a feature, and it was this new kind of pop punk type of style about, you know, did they fall off, you know, did they blow up too early, you know, this is them now, kind of getting the band back together, funny music video, all of that. That was a moment. That's what I liked. And when I saw it performed, I knew I was an even bigger fan of the beat to Falling Backwards, which has a nice verse and another good message, another good performance from Skies. That was another great single. Both of those are going to be on this project. Now, because we were halfway done with June, I was hoping to make a video on Skies. I needed him to announce something here soon, and he did announce his album pre-save and the title to the album, The Evolution of the Rose, in this video that he made for his fans last week. Here it is.
Pre-sale goes on this Friday for The Evolution of the Rose. That's right, The Evolution of the Rose. You get what I'm talking about? This is a big moment. This is my best work yet to me personally. I'm gonna drop a music video for y'all.
Love the title. It's kind of the Life of the Dark Rose Part 2 in a way, but you know, an evolution of it, and I think that's because his sound is going to evolutionize. It might have more of a pop punk feel. It has different vibes other than just a typical rap style that we've, you know, seen over and over again from Skies. And I think it is time for him to, you know, mix it up and try a couple different genres on this product. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. In this pre-save and album cover reveal, which I like the album cover as well, kind of looks like, again, a Part 2 to Life of a Dark Rose in a way with the black and white cover. We got 3 brand new snippets. I really like the first one, Ganja. Sounds really catchy, but I'll play all of them for you. The second one, I think, is this track with Landon Cube, but here they all are.
Smoking big grabbers of the ganja. Movie like I'm Spike Lee. I know you gonna watch. Out of my picture, out of my frame.
What's up, guys? This is NDC, and I just want to say thank you for Cole for inviting me to be part of this video. But Lil Skies is actually dropping his album this Friday, with the album being called The Evolution of the Rose, which I feel like is a very good name. Basically telling us like how far he's come with like his music and him as a person, and like basically like evolving his sounds, music, and like trying different sounds and genres on this album, as we can tell with the snippets and songs that Skies has been previewing, which I'm a fan of most of them, which I'll talk about my fan favorites later in this video. And the 2 singles already being Too Much Too Fast with Landing Cube and Falling Backwards, which are both fire. I'm a fan of both of them, but my favorite song out of these 2 would probably be Falling Backwards, because that's more of a pop punk feel, which I do enjoy a lot, and it just gets me a lot more hyped and more like enjoyable when I listen to the song. And I feel like Lil Skies getting signed to the same label as Ian Dior is a good thing, because Lil Skies, like, it seems like he's trying more styles and different sounds and genres that he wouldn't usually do when he was independent, as he would only work with the same producer, Zerby, which was just decent in my opinion, nothing crazy and I feel like with this album, I'm definitely going to have a lot of songs from this album that I'm going to be replaying a lot.
Now, I wanted to go ahead and look at the potential track list that is on Genius. It looks like it's 14 tracks, which is what all of Sky's albums are. But again, take this with a grain of salt because not everything on Genius is real. It could be fan-made. I just know that this album did unfortunately leak possibly a couple weeks ago, which has happened with the last couple, album and everything you need to know release videos that I've made the last few weeks. The albums have been leaking, and a lot of people's albums have been leaking before they have dropped, unfortunately. I don't even know how this is happening. It's kind of ridiculous. I feel bad for the artist. But as you can see here, track 2 Burn is with Landon Cube. I think that was one of the snippets I showed you. I think at least 1 or 2 tracks have to be produced by Travis Barker because that was one of the last things that Sky's added on to this project. It was really nice, collab to see. I just showed you Ganja as well. Too Much Too Fast was a single. There's a few other snippets you might realize on the project. Falling Backwards is track 7. That was also a single. Love that one. Windows Down, that one is actually a grail. Looks to be track 8. I don't really know too many of the snippets or anything like that on the back half of the album, but I know track 12 Wildfire has a feature. It's Ravenna Golden, I think is how you say her name. I maybe it's a singer, I'm not even sure. I'm excited to hear what that is. I know Benji's has a snippet, the last track on the album. Here's what kind of NDC thinks about the track list and some of his favorite snippets on the project.
But like I said, the album did actually get leaked, and going off the Genius track list, we can expect some of my favorite Sky songs to be on this album, such as Windows Down, which is about 2 years old, but Skies did re-record the ad-libs.
I gotta get high so I can eat.
And another one of my favorite Sky snippets that I wanted him to drop since I first heard it is Benji's.
Cops come looking for me, I'ma let it thing go.
When I first heard this snippet, I was like, Skies need to drop this. I'm happy for it. It will probably be my favorite song on the album because the snippet is just so hard, gets me in the mood. When I hear that shit, I'm gonna just like jump out my chair and shit. But yeah, this Skies album is looking amazing. I can definitely expect it to be one of my favorite Skies album, at least top 3. I can definitely expect it to be better than Out Your Body Music for sure, and Unbothered.
But yeah, this Friday, absolutely stacked. Join me on Twitch. Join me in the chat because we're going to be listening to Skies. Probably first, Pierre Bourne is dropping an album. And then in the underground, we have Hard Rock. We have Shay. I know BLP Kosher's dropping. Even Kevin Abstract is dropping this week. So I'm going to be reacting to a ton of albums the next couple of days on Twitch. Really happy for Skies that he's dropping another project. Definitely want to make a main channel video on him. This dude's like getting engaged. Like, how do you not root for him, dude? I think he got baptized and stuff recently. Like, it feels like everything's going right for him on this new label. Cole Bennett was at his set for Summer Smash. I feel like Skies is also an essential at those festivals like Rolling Loud and Summer Smash and all that.
Thank you again, Cole Frosty, for inviting me to be a part of this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video.
It is the project this week that I am most excited for. Let me know in the comments if you guys are excited for this project. What songs you guys are excited for as well. Let me know. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, go check me out there. Subscribe to both of my channels. Like the video. Discord, join that. And I'll catch you guys. Peace.